All right, so I got another cone incense burner I had just ordered. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, and I really can't remember what it looks like or even the name of it. Let's see if we can't get it zoomed in here. It looks like it's the Ronlap Mountain Backflow. So let's go ahead and take this out of here and see what it looks like. Okay, this is the first time I've actually seen this. And you can see it's like a little waterfall, and then it has a fish in the bottom. This one does not have a light in it like the last two did that I purchased. And it looks like the cone goes on top there. So let's go ahead and get this set up and see what it looks like. Oh, there's actually more stuff in the box. There is a whole package of these cone incense burners, and I don't know if these are scented or not. I guess we'll find out. And we have some tweezers, which is much safer to pick up the cone with than your fingers, as I've personally found out. And here's your little plate that you put the cones on. You know, to be honest, I'm not sure what these are. If these are maybe just incense burners themselves, if they're sticks to help light it, I don't know. I haven't been using this stuff enough to know that. There's a little instruction guide. And I guess this is like a little thing to set it on. That's pretty neat. All right, let's go ahead and get this set up. And let me go ahead and we'll set it up on here so we can see it better. Let's move this under it. Okay. And we're going to grab one of our incense cones out of this package. And the smell of the bag, they are scented, but it's kind of an odd smell, so I don't know if they're all the same or just a bunch of mixed. So I'm going to go ahead and find one here. Let's see here what they look like. They got the little hole in the bottom, which is what allows it to have the backflow. So when you set it up here, it comes down out of the hole and falls all the way down through the bottom there. Okay, let me go ahead and we need to get our plate. We need to get this and set it on the back of there, just like that. Now we're going to light the incense. Okay. You want to let it burn for about 5 or 10 seconds. Usually when you see the red tip on there, like that, it'll take off. It's going to be good. So we'll go ahead and set this up there. And yes, you should be using the little tweezers that came with this, but I didn't. It's kind of hard to see. These cones don't actually fit very well with this because the bottoms are so small, they don't want to set very well inside of that. So what I could do, and I don't always recommend this because when you take this out, the inside of this gets dirty, but that's the way I'm going to do it for now. And we're going to set it there and see what happens. All right, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's starting to come down right out of there. And that actually looks really cool. Now we can see it starting to fill up the bottom where the fish is at. And I just want to remind you too, whenever you use these, you don't want there to be any kind of a draft or air or fan turned on, because if there is, it's very easy for this, for what you're seeing there to kind of get stirred up and just get blown away, so where it doesn't actually show this effect. All right, we're just going to go ahead and let this run and see how well this gets filled up. Now it looks like it's starting to cover the fish up a little bit. All right, so we can see it filling up real nice now. And I just want to, oh, that's neat. Okay, so it's starting to overflow. Let me pull this back a little bit so you can see. And you can see it spilling over from where the fish is at now. But I wanted to show you something I thought was kind of funny with this slip. If you read the bottom of it, it says, "They are all natural materials. Don't worry that the backflow incense will be harmful to the human body." So just so you know, that's a false claim. They didn't word that correctly. They meant to say that they're all natural materials and don't worry because they're not harmful to the body. So just so you know. You can see where I moved my hand and it kind of moved. Let me show you how easy it is to have this to move. Watch as I just move my hand right over here. So you can see how easily it affects it. And what it is, the incense has heavier, I guess you could say, materials in it, which is why it allows it to flow down. And just the slightest movement You can see once the cone, the incense cone starts burning, it really doesn't take long for it to fill back up. As I start talking there, you can see the air blowing and moving it all around again. The overall effect is really nice though. I just wish that the incense cones lasted a little bit longer. Most of them will only last about 10 to 15 minutes. It would be great if they had someone there that would do this effect and last 30 minutes to an hour even. I don't know, maybe they do make those. I've just never seen them if they did. So it looks like we're getting to the end of the cone, which is why you can see near the top up there why it's doing what it's doing. It's because it's just about out. So this one really only lasts just about 10 minutes, these cones here do. But you have plenty of them. So I'm not sure how many's in here, but they give you a whole bag full of them. And I'm not quite sure what the incense is supposed to be, but I'll put the link below this video where you guys can check it out and pick this up if you like it. You'll notice right up here how it's going up, coming out and going up. So as I mentioned earlier, the incense that is inside of these cones is actually a little bit heavier, so it goes down, which is why it has this waterfall effect. But when you get near the end of the cone, I guess that starts running out, which is why it starts kind of just coming straight up instead of going down. Now, one thing I do like about this is that in the previous two videos I did of the other cone incense burners, I used this little, I call it a plate, I don't know what you call it, but this thing here which you put in the back to put the cone on. But the problem is that the hole that you see there, it gets plugged up. So when you use these cones, before the first cone is even gone, it kind of fills up this hole, so the backflow doesn't go down it, and instead what happens is about halfway through the cone, the incense goes up instead of down because there's nowhere for it to go down. So since I didn't use that plate this time, it allowed for a bigger opening for all that backflow to go down, which is why it's lasted the entire time. The only thing about that is it's going to be more difficult now to clean it out since I don't have a plate to take out. You can see here's the back. It's pretty much burnt all the way up. And obviously, guys, you don't want to touch that. It is very, very hot, and it will be for a little while, so just keep that in mind. You do have these here, but this is almost like an ash right now, so you may be able to pick it up, but if you do, just be very careful. You can see what happens, and right there you can see where it's still really hot inside. So if you try to touch this right now, you will burn yourself. All right, so I'm just going to give this maybe about 10 more minutes or so just to kind of completely burn out, and then I will clean that out. But that's it for this. Once again, the box says it's called the Ronlap Mountain Backflow Meditation Home Decoration. So in short, it's a cone incense burner that looks like a mountain with a fish and some lights on it. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and if you have questions or comments, just leave them below and I will get to them when I can. Thanks.